College football is a sport of moments. Moments that define legacies, moments that turn ordinary players into legends, moments that etch themselves into the history books, forever remembered by fans and players alike. On a crisp November night in 2024, Haynes King etched his name into the college football history books. It was a night that would be talked about for years to come. He did it not with flash, but with grit. Every play, every tackle, every pass was a testament to his determination. Not with ease, but with resilience. He pushed through exhaustion, pain, and doubt. King's performance in the 8-overtime thriller against the Georgia Bulldogs was nothing short of legendary. It was a game that tested the limits of endurance and willpower. King, the quarterback for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, entered the game as a decided underdog. Few believed he could lead his team to victory. The Georgia Bulldogs, a perennial powerhouse, were heavily favored. Their reputation and record spoke for themselves. But Haynes King had other plans. He was not intimidated by their legacy. He was ready to show the world what he was made of. Every moment on the field was a chance to prove himself. He was ready to lead his team into battle against the best. With unwavering focus and determination, he stepped onto the field, ready to make history. Haynes King's performance that night was the stuff of legends. It was a game that would be remembered for years to come, a night where everything seemed to click perfectly for the young quarterback. He became the first FBS player in history to achieve 300 passing yards, 100 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns against a top 10 team. This was no ordinary feat. It was a testament to his skill, determination, and sheer willpower. His stat line read like a typo: 26 of 36 passing for 303 yards and 2 touchdowns, a performance that left fans and analysts alike in awe. Along with 24 carries for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, his versatility on the field was unmatched, making him a nightmare for the opposing defense. What made King's performance even more impressive was that he did it all while playing through a shoulder injury. Despite the pain, he showed incredible resilience and determination. He refused to let the pain deter him. His focus and commitment to the game were evident in every play, every pass, and every run. He refused to let his team down. His leadership on the field was inspiring, motivating his teammates to push through their own limits. King's dual-threat ability was on full display, as he carved up the Georgia defense with both his arm and his legs. His performance was a masterclass in quarterback play, showcasing his ability to adapt and excel under pressure. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, entering the game as 17.5-point underdogs, shocked the world in the first half. Led by Haynes King's heroics, the Yellow Jackets raced out to a 17-0 lead. The Georgia Bulldogs, a team known for their stifling defense, had no answer for King's magic. For the first time since 2019, the Georgia Bulldogs were shut out in the first half. The Georgia Dome, a fortress of college football, was stunned into silence. Haynes King, with his calm demeanor and relentless play, had flipped the script. The underdog Yellow Jackets were on top of the world. Section 4-8, Overtimes of Grit and Glory. The second half saw the Georgia Bulldogs mount a furious comeback. They clawed their way back into the game, eventually tying the score at 27 apiece. The game headed into overtime, and what followed was one of the most thrilling displays of football ever witnessed. For 8 grueling overtimes, the two teams traded blows. Haynes King, despite his injured shoulder, never wavered. He continued to make plays, both through the air and on the ground. There were moments of brilliance, like his touchdown pass in the 3rd overtime, and there were moments of heartbreak, like his fumble in the 7th overtime that allowed Georgia to tie the game. Section 5, The Legacy of Haynes King. In the end, the Georgia Bulldogs emerged victorious after a dramatic 2-point conversion in the 8th overtime. The game was a nail-biter, keeping fans on the edge of their seats until the very last moment. The final score, 38-35, did little to tell the full story of the game. It was a battle of wills, a test of endurance, and a showcase of incredible talent on both sides. This was Haynes King's night. He played with a determination and skill that left everyone in awe. He finished the game with over 400 total yards and 5 touchdowns. His performance was nothing short of spectacular, showcasing his ability to lead and execute under immense pressure. More importantly, he earned the respect of his teammates, his coaches, and the entire college football world. His leadership on the field was evident, inspiring those around him to give their best. Haynes King's performance in the 2024 8-overtime thriller against Georgia will forever be etched in college football lore. It was a game that will be remembered for its intensity and the sheer willpower displayed by the players. It was a performance defined by courage, resilience, and leadership. King showed that even in the face of adversity, he could rise to the occasion and deliver an unforgettable performance. Though his team came up short, Haynes King proved that he belonged on the biggest stage. His determination and skill were evident throughout the game, earning him a place among the greats. He proved that he was a star. His legacy will be remembered not just for his stats, but for the heart and soul he put into every play.